hear the shuffling of your papers.
Okay, you can hear?
Yeah, and you turned on your recording,
Yes,
right?
the recorder is on. Thank you.
Okay, and then just mute me.
Okay. All right. So, as promised, we're going to go back to Sefer Tehillim this week, and we are up to Kapitel Chaf Daled. Kapitel Chaf Daled is a very interesting kapitel. It's the Shir Shal Yom for Sunday, for Yom Rishon. Also, those who daven Nusach Sfard will recognize it as a kapitel that we say in Shul on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur after Ma'ariv. After Ma'ariv, we recite this kapitel pasuk by pasuk together with the shots. And I think a lot of people don't know why that's the case, but the reason for that is something that we're going to be discussing today in the share. We're going to touch upon it. But in any case, the first thing I'd like to draw our attention to is that there's a marked contrast between the beginning of this kapitel and the beginning of Kapitel Chav Gimel. In Kapitel Chav Gimel, we pointed out that the kapitel begins Mizmar LeDavid, a song for David HaMelech, while in this kapitel it starts LeDavid Mizmar, not Mizmar LeDavid, LeDavid Mizmar. And when we were saying the shir on Kapitel Chav Gimel in the beginning, I mentioned the Gemara in Psachim that says that any time David HaMelech says Mizmar LeDavid, it means that David HaMelech sang Shira, and after he sang Shira, he had Hashras Hashchina, the divine presence rested on David HaMelech after he sang the Shira. That's when it says Mizmar LeDavid. But here in Kapitel Chav Daled, where it says LeDavid Mizmar, the Gemara says, that means that first the Shechina was Shira on David HaMelech, first the divine presence rested on David HaMelech, and once he was already imbued with the Shechina, then he sang the Shira and he composed this kapitel. And I think we can see the difference very strongly between the two kapitelach. When we went through Kapitel Chav Gimel, to me, and the way we said shir on it, the whole kapitel is line by line, word for word, pasuk by pasuk, are lessons in Emunah and B'tachon, very strong lessons in Emunah and B'tachon. And we spoke about Nafshi Yeshovev. We spoke about what it means when the Rebbeinu Shalom is taking you on a circuitous path through life with all of life's twists and turns, and to recognize that everything comes from the Rebbeinu Shalom every step of the way, and that the Rebbeinu Shalom is guiding you and caring for you and watching you every step of the way. So Kapitel Chav Gimel is all about Emunah and B'tachon. And I think that what we see is that through David HaMelech's Emunah and B'tachon, that's how David HaMelech came to Hashras Hashchina. The tremendous Emunah and B'tachon that he displayed in his life, the tremendous faith in Hashem that he has, is something that brought David HaMelech the Shechina. Here in Kapitel Chav Daled, we have the reverse, not the reverse, but we have an opposite situation where first the Shechina is resting on David HaMelech, and now the Shira that David HaMelech says in this kapitel is a result of having the Shechina, a result of the divine presence on him. He was able to bring forth and express the concepts that are in this kapitel. And one of the things that tells us is that the concepts that are in this kapitel are very lofty. They're on a very high madrega. They're very profound. There's something that comes from Hashras Hashchina. So it's something that we have to take a very, very careful look at. David HaMelech says in the first pasuk, La Hashem ha'aretz u'malaya. To Hashem is the earth and all that fills it. Tevel v'yoshveva. What is Oretz and what is Tevel? So the Mefarshim say, some Mefarshim, other Mefarshim learn differently. But if you look in the Mitzudais says Tevel is Makom HaMeyushav. Tevel refers to the inhabited parts of the world. Aretz, Lashem HaOretz Umalaya, Aretz is the entire world, both the inhabited portions and the uninhabited portions. So when David HaMelech says, Lashem HaOretz Umalaya, to the Rabbeinu Shalom is the earth, the world, and all that fills it. The Metzudas David says, Umalaya, Kol hadvarim sheha'aretz malaya mehem. All of the things that the world is full of. So David HaMelech is saying, Lashem ha'aretz umalaya. To the Rabbeinu Shalom is the entire world and everything that fills the world. Now, I don't know what people think. I don't know what, if somebody stopped you and asked you, what percentage of the earth's land do you think is inhabited? So the truth is, I started to look into it a little bit to try to get a more authoritative answer to the question. And I found out that it's not a question that's easily answered. One of the reasons it's not a question that's easily answered is because the people who you're going to look to for answers, every one of them has an agenda. And because every one of them has an agenda, every one of them lies. You can't trust anything that any of them say, because they're all crunching the numbers and twisting the numbers to support the position and to support the conclusion that they want. So, for example, there are those that will count as inhabited any area that is touched by human hands in any way. So, for example, if you have 1,000 miles of wilderness that are crossed by an interstate highway, all of that is inhabited land because there's a road that cuts through it